Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here with me today, I have really one of the top small school edge rushers in the country. His name is Sundiata Anderson. Sonny, welcome. Again, Grambling guy. How's your day going, sir?
Pretty good. Just coming from workout myself, so couldn't ask for nothing better.
Cool. Dude, probably the top HBCU prospect. I mean, if people don't know you already, they're really sleeping. They don't even know what the heck is going on. And then, of course, dude, you might actually get an opportunity this year to win the Buck Buchanan Award, bringing that thing back to Grambling. That'd be a cool thing to do. But buddy, go ahead and just give me a little bit of your background. Tell me where you're from, and we'll start walking through this thing.
Yes, sir. My name is Sundiata Anderson. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, specifically College Park, where I attended North Clayton High School, coached by Cap Burnett. And high school was a pretty good family and community base for me. And so with their support, it kind of helped me lead me on the path I am today. And then, coming out of high school, I had some pretty good offers, but my mother going to a HBCU and then me taking a good official visit to HBCU, Coach Burnett from the previous coaching staff here at Grambling came down to recruit me. And when I came and took my visit to Grambling, I just loved it from the start. So that's how I ended up to the path I'm on now.
Cool. Let's just kind of backtrack a little bit. You had said North Clayton High School there, near Atlanta, Georgia. Obviously grew up in the backdrop of Atlanta and Atlanta sports. Sonny, as a little kid, man, I mean, who were you a big fan of? Was it some guy there maybe you know, in that scene there in Atlanta?
Yes, sir. I'm definitely gonna have to give you two people because one is an automatic Michael Vick, you
Of
know,
course.
childhood hero, but I'm gonna have to go Tony Gonzalez. What he did for the city, and as a tight end, and me being a DN, I love him as a player so much.
Cool. Obviously, dude, you're an edge rusher. You're one of the best edge rushers that people really need to get to know. I mean, but were you always an edge rusher? I mean, growing up, I mean, did you play any other positions?
At North Clayton, it's a team of maybe 35 to 40 every year. And so you got to be super versatile. I really say up in my sophomore year, up into my junior year, and a little bit of my senior year, I played offensive tackle. I played defense more half a junior year and going the senior year. I've always been a defensive end, but just because they needed me, I don't play tackle, guard, running back, receiver, tight end, and
Hmm.
defense. DN, D tackle, linebacker. You just had to do everything for my school.
Well, I mean, obviously, in high school, I mean, a lot of times people end up playing like all over the place, like, umpteen different positions. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking about a guy your size playing on the offensive line, and I'm thinking, I don't know. Like, I don't know exactly if that's exactly where he needs to be. I mean, maybe as a tight end, I mean, I could potentially see that one happening. But I mean, of course, obviously, Sonny, your position is edge rusher. That's what you've been able to do to really solidify yourself as an athlete, as a prospect, and then of course you took that and you ran with it. I mean, other things of note that I was able to find about you for your days at North Clayton, played some other sports too, man. Basketball, baseball. I mean, how those sports influence you?
Those sports influenced me a whole lot. It just made me a huge competitor. Basketball, I was pretty good at, and we was a pretty good team. And so going to the state playoffs just make you want to, and playing with great basketball players make you want to compete. And then conditioning with basketball keeps me in shape all year. And baseball is one of my best first loves. So just being a great baseball player helped me understand the game and help my coordination bringing it to football, which allows me to be a better football player.
Sure. I mean, you said that you had success in basketball and your first love was actually baseball, but obviously you're playing football right now. Why football, man? Why do you love this game so much?
Football is my nature. It's my being. It's in everything I do. And so just from the time I was little, I've been playing football since maybe I was 5. And so the knack I have for the sport, when you go out on the field and smell the fresh grass after it's cut, it's an amazing feeling just being on a football field. And so once I got my first offer, I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my time.
Cool. So again, coming out of Atlanta, being recruited by a few different, I guess you said a few different HBCU schools, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and you said that's kind of a family thing, right? That just kind of is something that like you kind of felt like was going to happen eventually.
Yes, sir. Because my first offer was actually UNLV, and so I was on that road. But then I took a visit to Graham, and they had just came off winning the national championship. Well, they back-to-back SWAC championships and national championship in 2016.
Mhm.
And I was like, I just wanted to be a part of winning culture and culture in general with Eddie Robb, and then like we were saying earlier, Doug Williams.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, there's a lot of great guys coming out of Grambling. Of course, my personal favorite, Doug Williams, but I mean, there's a lot of other guys, coming out of Grambling, coming out of HBCU schools. HBU schools do produce some great NFL talent. So certainly a place to find some prospects just like yourself. So um, let's continue to talk, man. I mean, you got your you got your way there at Grambling. You stepped onto campus, and dude, just tell me a little bit more about Grambling and why is it so special for you?
Exit 81, Grambling, it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful people, and it's a great culture. And then the football aspect, it's nothing like playing in a hole. The stadium sits in a big, very big lake, and so it's an incline, and now it's kind of like sitting in the middle of a stadium. And so just getting extra work in every day, stuff like that in the stadium just made me love it even more as I was growing up. And then just the fight that my teammates had at the time, it kind of shaped me as a freshman, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, a lot's changed since you've been a freshman. I mean, let's just face it. I mean, again, coming in now and the guy that you are today, but we'll get talking about that in just a second. Of course, a huge member of that defense there for Grambling. Go ahead and describe that defense for people that maybe haven't seen you guys. I mean, how would you describe it and your role?
I would describe it as our saying, put the ball down. That means we're ready to play anywhere. And so we're ready to get after it. We're ready to play fast. We practice hard and play hard. And I try to come with that mindset every day, just come with that mindset that, I'm gonna outwork the next man next to me. And if we all come with that same mindset, we're doing nothing but trying to be great. And so the defense, I know we're gonna have a great year ahead of us because just the work we've been putting in all summer and the games we've made.
Yeah, and honestly, man, let's just face it. I mean, you're pretty good athlete yourself, man. I mean, dude, you're even thought about as a guy who could have come out last year. I mean, but you decided to stick it out one more year there at Grambling and make this thing work. Maybe work for a SWAC title and even more. I mean, we'll see how all that stuff pans out, but uh you've changed a lot over the years yourself, man. But uh, tell me a little bit about how you feel you have changed since coming in as a freshman up until now. What's the biggest difference?
I would say the biggest difference is just how I attack things. When you're younger, you kind of look at, football as it's a game. It's a game everybody loves. But,
Sure.
you know, I look at football now as this is my life, this is a business, and this is my work every day. So just like somebody might go to a 9 to 5, when I wake up in the morning, that's how I attack football. I'm going to work. And so I just believe that's the biggest thing that changed to me, just seeing it as a job now. And so now I could really go to work and really provide.
Cool. And what have you been doing these days, man? What have you been doing this particular off season in order to better your game?
This particular off season, thanks to my NIL rep, Rashida Liberty, I was able to spend it down at Trench Academy. And so spent my time at Trench Academy, put on about 20 pounds, got up to 250. And so I'm gearing up for the season and got a lot of stronger. and the other half of the summer came back down here and took over the leadership role. My goal is to lead our team to a championship. So, with my brothers behind me, I think we got a good chance.
Wow, so now you are up to 250. So I got to update my notes here real quick. So 250 there. I mean, we get a guy who's, dude, you got a great size, 6'5", 250 pounds. I mean, this is a legitimate edge rusher who could make it into the NFL, man. When did it first click in your brain, man? Like when you think, hey, I could actually do something with this game. Like I can actually make it a profession, like you said. I mean, when did that first kind of click for you?
I would say it always kind of clicked, even since I was in high school. I kind of just wanted to work harder than everybody. And I knew if I gave myself the best chance, I could be something in somebody. And so just so happened I was able to put myself in a position to do that.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, again, playing there for Grambling. A lot of big expectations coming up for this particular season. What's your outlook for this season? I mean, I'm just kind of looking at your schedule. I mean, opening up against Hampton, and then after that, probably having the biggest test of your life up against LSU. I mean, what's your take on this upcoming season?
Uh, Definitely want to go down to Hampton and show the SWAC and the world what we're about at Graham and how much we've grown over the summer and over the year. But I definitely look ahead at the LSU game. Also, be able to play the best prospect in the country with the tackle. I can't even think of his name right now, but just
Get
being
after
able to play
his
one of
name.
the best
You're gonna get it. Get after it is basically what you're saying. Go ahead.
and I don't watch film on him so much. And okay, his name finally came. Will Campbell. I
There you
definitely
go.
can't play with him because he's definitely one of the best O tackles in the country. And so, just be able to sharpen my skills against his skills and be able to show the world what I can really do. And
Yeah, I
then,
mean, yeah, that one would be a good one. But go ahead, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, I just, the first two games ain't the whole season. So after that, I want to definitely make our whole presence felt in 7 more games and finish the season out strong in the SWAC championship and Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, man, there's a lot that you can accomplish this year. I mean, I kind of started things out there as maybe a guy who could win the Buck Buchanan Award. I think that that would be awesome bringing that back to Grambling. But any other personal goals that you have this season? I mean, obviously, man, looking at last year, you had 7 sacks. What's that number going to be this year?
We're looking for 24. That's the only way we can win the award. And we're looking to break awards like mm, Michael Strahan down in Texas Southern. Looking at breaking the stats like that. And so just be able to get 24 sacks would be amazing this season.
Yeah, that would be absolutely ridiculous if you're able to put up some crazy numbers like that. I mean, hey, man, you break that 20 barrier, then it's pretty much a shoe in for that award. So, I know you've been a part of a lot of great moments there already. One more season left to go, but do you want to kind of reflect a little bit on your experience there? What has been your, I don't know, maybe most favorite moment so far? Is there a particular game or maybe even a specific play you can walk me through?
I say my most specific play that was my best play. I would say my strip sack for a touchdown at Jackson State. I didn't score it myself, but just being able to cause a strip sack, we was down 7-14, and so I was given a chance. My coach said everybody on the sideline telling me we need a play. Down 7-14 early in the first quarter, I believe too, and so it was just up to me to say, man, if we want to win this game, I got to do something. And so next thing I know, the ball snaps. I use a two-hand swipe, and next thing I know, I'm hitting Shadur Sanders, and the ball's coming out, and I see my teammate Brian Powell pick it up for the touchdown. That was one of the most surreal moments in my life.
Awesome. So I guess one of the goals this season is to score a touchdown. That would be great. So, you think we maybe see you on some special teams? I mean, maybe they'll I don't know, mess around with that a little bit, slip you out like on a some tight end sort of thing. You think that that might be a possibility? Put that in your coach's ear. You think we want to get you a touchdown? It's basically what I'm insinuating.
I definitely been playing field goal for my last 2 years. So hopefully this one, we can have a slip out play for me and I can get my first touchdown. And
That'd be fantastic. I mean, that'd be a whole lot of fun. But you said you've been playing field goal. I mean, that's obviously something that you can go out there and do. So, any other facet about your game that you kind of want to talk about? I mean, again, a guy who can obviously play edge rusher and go out there as a special teamer. Anything else?
I would say just my ability, my athletic ability, from punt, from kickoff, I'm able to play all special teams. And so, it goes further than defense. It's really just to want to win. So I really say you could just put me out at any position and I'll be able to do well because I want to win. So I'll do what I need to do to succeed.
So, I mean, obviously, you got something to prove this year. I mean, you got something to prove to a whole bunch of people. First off, that Grambling's no joke. You guys want to go out there, you want to win championships, obviously. But you're also trying to prove things to a whole lot of scouts, man, as to why you're you know one of the top guys at your position. I mean, obviously we are getting to that point, where, you may hear your name called, man. You were so close. You were a legit prospect. I mean, let's wrap our mind around that real quick, man. When you think, man, Sonny's going to get drafted, what's going on in your brain?
That I'm just blessed. I'm just trying to walk in my purpose of God. And so just being able to continue and be able to be a face for HBCUs and HBCU athletes and be able to be one of the first ones in a while. My goal is to go top five, top four. So just be able to first one since I believe Titus Howard back in 20, I think that was the 2019 draft. So just be able to be the first one since then. I feel the pressure, but it's still a game. I love the game of football. So I look out every day just to treat it the same.
Well, appreciate getting to know you as a football player, but for the next few minutes, I want to get to know this Sundiata Anderson outside of football. So, tell me something about you, as a person. Like the guy under the helmet. What's he into? What's he like? Has he got any hobbies? Any other passions? Does he have any secret talents that not everybody knows? I mean, let me in on a little bit of Sunny.
I would say hobbies wise, which is probably why I majored in biology and just recently graduated. But my favorite thing is science. And so I'm a nerd for a science experiment. So anything that is a mystery, I want to solve it. So I just love science. And then you take me out to the lake, I promise you I can outfish anybody.
All right. So you big science nerd, or like, I don't know, I don't mean to throw that your way, but I mean, uh are you, does that kind of bring other interests in it too? I mean, like, are you like a sci-fi kind of guy or what?
I definitely am a sci-fi type of guy. I never thought about it like that, but a lot of my favorite shows and the favorite things are sci-fi and related. Throwback for you is Twilight Zone, and so
Yeah, that's a good one. Any other ones that you are into that you like? I mean, tell us, man. Keep going.
definitely them supernatural shows, all Marvel shows. I would say Ant-Man, Quantum, because that comes from stem from science. Iron Man stems from science. Just shows like that. Just it gives me wonder.
Cool. I do have a section here where it's just like a little quick question answer thing. So play along. So do you have any pets?
No pets.
No pets. Any do you collect anything?
I don't collect either.
Man, okay. This guy just collects knowledge and bodies in the backfield, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. How about oh, I don't know. Have you ever thought about a charity or cause that you might actually use football as? I mean, obviously you have this platform. I don't know if you've ever thought about it, but have you put any thought into maybe what perhaps you can give your time to?
I would say my two top ones are just being able to help inner city kids, be introduced to sports. And then on a bigger scale, around the country with my background coming from, my dad being from Liberia, I would just like to spread sports across the world. And, since my favorite is football and I feel like the world kind of lacks football across of it, just being able to expand the game across the world.
Interesting. You said your dad is from Liberia?
Yes, sir.
So, with that background, I mean, it's interesting to me because I always think about foreign cuisine, when foreign food, and how that plays into it for you. So, give me one of those things that maybe perhaps your dad, your mom make that you that's really enjoyable for you.
I would say cassava leaf is my favorite Liberian dish. It's one of
Awesome.
the best. It looks like collard greens, but it's come from the cassava leaf. It's one of the best. It's served on rice. It's one of the best African cuisines there is, I feel like.
Interesting. I mean, I've obviously never had it, but I would certainly try it. I mean, why not, right?
Yes.
Cool. Again, coming from the Atlanta area, want to revisit that one last time. And what's your hometown mean to you? I mean, can you talk to me just a little bit about your hometown and maybe, I don't know, man, if I were to come visit, like, what would we do?
What would we do in Atlanta, Georgia? I would say the world is yours. We can go from mini golfing to golfing to go karting to racing real cars to ATV riding. But I'm gonna say, for you, I'm gonna take you to my favorite food spot first, and I'm gonna take you to American Deli. Take you to American Deli. Then we're gonna go get some work in at my high school. Just community feel. You'll see a bunch of the kids playing 7-on-7 a lot. And so just that kind of give you the spirit of football and kind of just remind you of the young days. And then just walking in the stores in the community, they know you. Most of them raised me. My mom taught at my high school. And so, I kind of grew up knowing the whole area before I even was had a name. And so once I got to high school, it was just fun. And so I
Awesome.
think my support and what they poured into me to be where I am today.
Awesome. Nice to know a little bit of that history. I mean, and of course, your impact on that community there. And obviously, there's a lot of people that know you in your hometown. So, Sonny, do you want to wrap up our time? This has been a whole lot of fun getting to know you, but let's keep it real, man. You're trying to get to the league, you're trying to get drafted. So, go ahead and let these guys know why they need to take a chance on you, draft you, and bring you into their team. So, go ahead and you know, hit us with that pitch. All right.
I believe the reason the team would need to take a chance on me is because they wouldn't find anybody who wants it more than me. And what I mean by want it more, like come in every day and want to be the best person in the room. I desire to be the greatest me I could be, and I feel like I have the potential to be one of the best people in the world. And so with somebody like that striving every day, I feel like it pushes the people around me, and then I'm a leader. I lead on the field and I lead in life. And so, if you want a leader, a hard worker, and somebody that the community can love because I'm charismatic and I give back. I love to give back. So you want somebody with good character, I would say that's the reason you take a chance on me.
Awesome. I mean, in my eyes, Sonny, you are probably the best HBCU prospect this season, and I have confidence that you are going to make a huge impact this year and get your chance in the NFL here very soon. But let's not sell it short, man. We got one more season left to go, and want to wish you very best of luck this upcoming season. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem. Once again, we got Sundiata Anderson, edge rusher out of Grambling State University. Check this guy out this season.
Yes, sir.